Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're still working on this Deere 4020. I hope to have this thing split today. I do have to sort of apologize for the way I ended the last segment. I was running out of time. I didn't realize what time it was. I had to run. So I just had to sort of walk away. And where we left things last time, we were talking about this door. Made a big deal out of the door. Turned out to be a whole bunch of nothing. Didn't take the door off anyway. But we're worried about that pin up here. And come to find out, this frame member right here is open on the back, so the pin just slides down. Just knock it out. Anyway, big bunch of nothing. So what we have to do today, oh, by the way, it has been 10 days since I've worked on this machine, and those hydraulics are still up. That's pretty impressive. Anyhow, so what we're going to do today, let's take a closer look at what we have to do to get this thing apart. So this hydraulic control block has lines, but all of these lines go toward the transmission. So I was worried we'd have to take this block off. Turns out I don't think we do. Everything looks like it's attached to the transmission. We are going to take off the starter and the battery box, and the battery, of course, because the battery box is actually connected to the cab and the frame here, so we definitely have to remove that. I'm not 100% certain we have to remove the starter. I just can't help but feel we're going to have to at some point, so we may as well pull it out now. And then we're going to start looking at the other side. There's a few things to disconnect on the other side, but I think we're kind of close. So let's get to it. It's not a 13 mil, but a 13 is turning it. We have some sort of additional accessory wire here that was put there for some reason. We'll figure that out at a later moment. I'll just tuck that over to the side here. And tuck this ground over. And the hot. Okay. It's always good to have the battery disconnected. Get that thing out of there. Oh, yikes, that's a tight fit. Of course it doesn't want to. Maybe I can get it. Oh, that wasn't very tight at all. There was a nut that was inside the frame member. Now that should just come out. There we go. So we've got some wiring up here. Just going to unplug it. Do I have to unplug that? Yeah. Boy, this is all wrapped up in tape. Oh, this connector's falling apart. It is literally falling apart in my hands. Okay, well, whatever that was, we're going to have to figure it out. That has not come off in 100 years. Well, I don't know about that. It's been a minute. Looks like there's only 3 bolts holding the starter on. Oh, I got the ground cable there. That's what's being a little troublesome for me. There we go. Wow. Took my socket. We're out of here. There we go. heavy. Are we all disconnected? I believe so. Wow. Oof. So this EGT, I'm guessing EGT, line goes to into the cab, of course. This looks like an aftermarket deal. It goes in right there. Oh, that's probably coolant temperature sender. Let's that could be a pain in the butt to get off. Let's give it a try. Stand by. All right, so repositioned, and this looks like maybe it's oil pressure. Oh, well, it's very loose, whatever it is. I was just trying to chip away at it with it just comes off. What do we got going on there? This line that I was fighting with up here, that just goes to an aftermarket EGT gauge that never really worked. This is just a probe that goes into the cylinder, and I hit that with a little penetrant. I'm hoping to get that probe out. I'm hoping that the PB goes in there and loosens that up so I can just pull this right out and disconnect it. But if not, that gauge never worked, so I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep if I just cut the thing out and drill it out and put in a new gauge. Not worried about that. There was also a capillary line that went here and over to the inside of the intake manifold in here. And there's no boost gauge or anything in the cab, so I don't know why that line would be there. There might be like an ether injection port up there that I'm unaware of. But other than that, I don't know why we'd have a line there. But anyway, that just came off from right there. So now we can see clearly the bolts. We have what look like maybe a couple 7/8 bolts or 3/4. There's one here and one right down there. Can you see that? Whoops. Sorry. There's one down there. Right there. And let's go underneath. And there's one, the head of it is on the other side of this. The head of it is going to be in here. So we'll have to get a socket on that. And then there's two more, what looks like 5/8 bolts here and here. And those are the only bolts you need to take out to take this apart. I mean, that's on this side. Oh, here's one important thing. As I was cleaning out the crud, here I realized right there we have a hydraulic line. So we have to take off that guy, and that is a 1 1/4 inch fitting. That's the wrenching size. And of course, my wrenches go 1 1/8 down and 1 3/8 up. 1 1/4 is a sort of a gap in my wrenches. So I'm going to have to go buy a wrench to get that off of there, but I'm going to go do that over my lunch break. So we're going to move over to the other side. Start looking at what we have over here. All right, so we have what looks like to be oil pressure, and looks like another oil pressure electrical sender. There's a capillary line and an electrical sender. We got to take that off. We have to take the throttle linkage off for the injection pump. We have tack. We may take off the vent, the crankcase vent. That looks like taking that off would make my life a little bit easier. And we have a variety of, there's some electrical here we have to disconnect. I'm sure once, one of these wires is for the alternator. Maybe there's another one that's for the horn. And some more hydraulic, what appear to be hydraulic, to disconnect. Let's do this throttle linkage. I hope that's one that just pops off of there. Do you think? Am I that? Oh, it is. Nice. Good. that was easy. All right, so we got that done. Oh, let's get that tack off of there. All right, that's done. And we're back. So I did go out to lunch, did pick up a 1 1/4 inch wrench for that fitting down there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. What we're going to do now is look at some hydraulics. I got to get a bucket. I forgot to get a bucket. Here's a bucket. I put the lift arms for the loader on a little dolly because I got a feeling they're going to drop when we get to this part. Anyhow, all right. So here's what I decided to do. What I was trying to do was, to get everything to disconnect kind of right here. I wanted it to be neat. And I wanted it right here because when we separated the engine from the transmission, everything that was here would go forward and it would just be easy. But life did not work out that way for me. So let me just talk about what I did. So there was electrical hooked up here at the alternator, and I just simply disconnected it there. And also here at the fuel tank sender. So that's this right here. We pulled that back. And these little lines are fuel lines, and I just simply disconnected them right here. And when I took them apart, they did kind of flop out this way. So I got a feeling that this tractor's been apart before, or maybe those lines have been replaced before. And as far as the other line goes, let me show you what we did there. So this is the return line, hydraulic, this guy. And it was just connected with a little sleeve right here, and I just took those clamps off and capped off the line. By the way, these little rubber plugs, if you do any hydraulic work, these things come in handy. Now this particular set I bought from the Parker store and paid a king's ransom for it, but you can get those from Amazon or what have you, and they're just real handy to have if you're doing hydraulic work. Anyway, so these two lines are going to stay with the transmission, and this line, which I disconnected and capped off right there, this line is going to go forward with the engine, and this line is going to stay back with the transmission. I was trying to avoid that. I really didn't want it to go that way, but like I said, didn't happen. So next thing we got to do are those. So these are all the quick connects for the loader. I've identified each one with a zip tie. We got a little white one there, a little yellow one there, a bigger black one here, and a smaller black one here. Same thing on that side. So that's so when we take them apart, we can put them back together again. And if I lose those zip ties, it's really not the end of the world. I can figure it out, figure out what goes where. But it would just be a lot easier if everything's identified. So I have this bucket here. I got a feeling once I start pulling these apart, that boom is going to drop. So anyway, even though it's not supposed to, let's start with this one. No movement there. That's good. If I were putting these in, I would see how all these quick connects are all facing the same way. They're all facing the same way. I would flip around at least half of them to eliminate some of the guesswork. So far, so good. Okay. Okay, wow, the arm didn't move. I'm a little bit surprised those are still holding. All right, so those are disconnected. So what do we have left? I think we're real close. The last thing, well, no, last thing, I'm not going to say last thing, it's one of the last things. This is going to be kind of a gotcha, is the water temperature, coolant temperature sender. It's right there. Let me get you up here where you can see it. Let me try not to fall off the ladder, too. It's right there, and it's a little tricky. The sender's here. Oh, can you even see it? I'm trying to show it to you. Anyway, it's right in here, and it's a little tricky to get at. It's going to be a lot easier to get at when the machine is pulled apart. So I'm keeping it together now with the thinking that as the machine comes apart, I can get in there and take that sensor off. Now the problem with those coolant sensors is that coolant might come spilling out. You know, it is what it is. We'll deal with that problem as it arises. Anyhow, let's look at this other hydraulic line. Excuse me. So this is the big one underneath, the one I needed to get the wrench for. All right, let's see, where am I going to put you? This little stair step thing is really in the way right now. Boy, is there any way I can take this off? No, doesn't look like it. Dang it. I was going to try to take these stairs off because they are really cramping my style. All right, well, how am I going to do this? Big crescent wrench. May have to crawl under here. Well, that's going to be uncomfortable, won't it? Let's see what I can do. I try real hard not to bang my head against anything. You getting a good close look here? I think maybe I should disconnect that other end first. I think that would make my life a little bit easier. I mean, also. All right. Hopefully this thing isn't crazy tight. Wow. Sorry, got to move you for a minute. Holy crap. So I got that side loose. Okay, and we're back. So I have been trying for an hour to get these steps off of here so I can get in there and disconnect that hydraulic line. These steps are held in with a bolt right here and a nut on the underside. I got the nut off, but the bolt would not come off. I tried using a grinder, but I didn't have enough room. I was going to use the torch, but I was afraid of the surrounding metal, that I would damage the surrounding metal. I don't know why the bolt's not coming out. It's obviously hung up on something, but I'm done messing with it. That bolt needs to come out. So I'm going to hit it with the mag drill. Let's just see how it goes. I'll get you as close as I can to the action here. So my hope is that I can kind of drill the bolt head off and then grind off the remnants. So let's give it a try. All right. So the head of the bolt just snapped off. Why didn't that nut come through? Why is that still holding on? What the hell is keeping it on? So this is the head of that bolt. I cut it clean off. There's a couple washers. Why is that still there? I mean, look, I can move the steps. Look at that. What is holding that thing in? This is crazy. What is holding it? So this is the step. Here, I'm moving it with my hand. It's loose. And this is the bolt. It won't come out. Look at that. There's nothing to it. What's the deal? Wow. What a pain. Look at that. Where's my wrench? Where's it? Really, where is it? Okay. Well, in any case, you get the idea. That thing didn't want to come out. But I got it out. After an hour on the one damn bolt. A whole... Well, this has not been a huge ton of fun. Nah, it's been a good time. We did not get as far as I wanted to get today. I was hoping to have this thing on the stands by now, but we're going to have to wait because my aging frame tells me that 3 o'clock is time to go home. So we did make some good progress today. We got everything except the water temperature sensor all disconnected. And the only thing left connected are the bell housing bolts. That last bit about the steps and the mysterious bolt having to take the steps out just to get that hydraulic hard line out that's been removed and capped right there and there. That was a hassle, but it was necessary. So anyway, that's it for today. We're going to I'm going to be late getting in tomorrow. Have to take my dog to the vet. So tomorrow we're going to make some stands. I have a bunch of this really thick steel angle iron, so we're going to make a stand out of that, and some casters. We're going to put casters under the stand we make for the front, and for the back I think we'll just prop up the back with a bunch of wood I have piled up over there. Because the back half isn't going to move. We're going to move the front half away. So that is tomorrow, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching.